Yeah, we bring reviews of your house, talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house, wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house, we keeps it cool in your house, we keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yeah. Mark's hating on his fans, Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like alliance, household a dangerous alliance. I am an like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kobe. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
Podcasts these days.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you're listening to the In Your House podcast. This is Austin Theory of Evolve, and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alakan House and my man Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Haha. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boys, Con and Hutch, ready to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. That is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, hey, we can get to you. And ooh, where is the clock? I'm checking the time because last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit them with that work round the clock. You guys already know what it is. I got my homie in the building here. I got Hutch in the building. How you doing, bro?
Man, doing fantastic, man. It's great to be back on. It feels like it's been forever since we've done this.
Yes, man. Yes. And it always feels good hitting that intro and coming in and it's always a good vibe, bro. You know what I mean?
It feels like home, man.
Yeah.
It feels like home.
Oh yeah. It is, man. And man, it's been a crazy week in wrestling. My goodness. So much to talk about, and we're gonna hit it with you guys. We're gonna hit it for you guys. I know you guys are just dying to figure out what me and Hutch are thinking about the Jordan Miles situation, what we're thinking about Bray Wyatt winning the championship at Crown Jewel, what we think about the SmackDown that's going on as we speak. But that has to take a back seat because, Hutch, we have an undeniable talent on the show.
Yes, we do. A talent that since day one, since the first time I laid eyes on him, man, and I see what he can do in the ring, I'm like, we gotta see what we can do to get him on this show.
Yo.
I want to talk to this guy.
Man, I remember having that conversation, bro, and I was just like, as we were sitting there watching the match, and this was a match that we saw when we went to Bizarro Lucha in Indianapolis, and when I had heard his name before.
Yeah.
But I had not seen a match. I think I'd seen some things here and there. And I heard that this was a bad man. This was a bad man. You know what I mean? But I hadn't seen it for myself. You know what I mean?
That's where I was at as well, because when I found out we were going to this show, I seen what the card, you know what I mean? I tried to do as much research as I could because I didn't want to go in totally blind.
For sure,
and even just what little I seen stood out to me. Because I mean, this guy, he just exudes a presence.
Yes.
When that bell rings, man, I mean, just turns into, I mean, a monster. I mean, it's the only way that I could describe it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
changes, man.
Seriously, and again, if you guys don't believe what I'm saying, do a quick Google search. GTS, Google that shit.
Yeah,
you know that hack Taz. I hope you don't choke me out. But but for real, just I mean, like just an amazing talent, and again, I'm honored to have him on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the man that we are talking about recently at the latest Bizarro Lucha show, unfortunately we wasn't able to make it, but I'm sad about it, but I had to follow it and see what happened. And this man just recently became the Luchaversal Champion, and his name is Buzzin' Man, and that's heavyweight hustle. Calvin Tankman, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Truly appreciate you coming on the show and taking some time out your schedule, man.
No problem. No problem. Always love to do some podcasts and get a good conversation going.
Oh, no doubt, man. No doubt. Right. So when we first got a chance to see you, man, as far as a match, it was at Bizarro Lucha going up against Mance Warner, MLW star, and man, I gotta say, like, you just lay everything in, bro. My God. My God. You just lay it in, bro. I love it.
The crazy thing about that is, like, that's just kind of the style, especially where I started out. Like, started out at WCW in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
With Jonathan Wolf and all those guys. And then the first place we really went and tested ourselves was IWA Mid-South. And that's what they were known for. And so for 2 years there, if you didn't hit, you were getting hit. So you had to lay it in there and not be afraid. And so me and Mance really cut our teeth together down there and developed a rivalry over the IWA World title. I actually won the title off of him at one point.
Oh, man.
And so that went back all the way to, you know what I mean, us being a year, me being like a year and a half in the business. And way, way, way back. So like, you know what I mean? Your most bitter rivals, I hit everyone hard, but he got hit a little bit harder.
A little bit harder, right.
Well, I know. I'm sitting there watching all this transpire in front of me, and I'm like, he's hitting that man like he owes him money. like this is bad. He's got some extra stank on it. It's stuff going.
He's just beating this man, dude. I'm like, how much more can this man's chest take, bro? What's happening?
Like, if he was to, I'm sitting there like, man, if Tankman was to slap me like that, I would disappear.
Man, dude, I just fade away.
The thing is, though, like, Mance Warner is one of the most, like, I don't know, he's one of the most, I wouldn't say indestructible, but, like, he's one of the toughest people I've ever met. Like, recently that man collapsed a lung taking a DVD through some tables or something, I guess.
Wow.
That's the driver. Collapsed the lung, crawled to the back, and didn't go to the hospital till the next day.
Oh my gosh, this man!
Oh, holy hell!
Yeah. So, he's. If I would have collapsed the lung, I would have probably thought I was dying and went to the hospital right then.
Oh, word!
Man thought he was okay and went home. Like,
oof. That man is crazy. But that is great. But we're here to talk about you, man. So my first question I really want to ask you is, where did it all start for you, man? Where did this professional wrestling business start for a heavyweight hustle, Calvin Tankman?
It started right in Indianapolis in a little almost warehouse. I think it used to be like a garage or something. WCWO building that they turned many years ago into a venue that they run every week, sometimes a couple times a weekend, and then they have 2 days of training down there where they train the new guys that are coming in. And so there's a ton of people from the Indianapolis area came through there. There's a lot of people that come through every Friday that you can learn from, and so that's where I cut my teeth. And Jonathan Wolf's, it's actually Jonathan Wolf's grandpa's promotion and building, so he's third generation, so was 15, 16 years old and was teaching me things as I was coming in, along with his dad and his grandpa.
JKO, Joey Owens?
Sean Kemp. Yeah, Sean Kemp. He helped out a little bit. Sean Kemp's dad, TJ Kemp, that was a big help. It took me to a lot of my first shows. And then plethora of people. Paulo Starr was there when I was taking my first bumps. Even got some pop-ins from Congo Kong and people like that.
Yeah, Congo.
Drew Skill. A lot of those guys that have helped me like cut my teeth. And then from there, I was just doing a lot of local shows. And then Trip Cassidy saw me and told me that I was good. And it was the first person that like told me I was good. And he was like, "You just need people to see what you can do, and you doing it here isn't gonna have anyone." You know what I mean? Like, you're doing all these things and no one's seeing it. So he was like, "Get on the road with me." And my first road trip, he took me to Virginia, and I got to see, like, you know what I mean? What's his name now? Dominic Dijakovic and all these guys that were top guys at that time, and how they carried themselves, and took me on the road and taught me how to be an actual professional and how to do this the right way. And so, like, I have a lot of what I have to Trip. Like, he might not have been there to teach me, you know what I mean, my first bumps, but he was the first person to teach me, like, the business side of things.
No doubt, man, no doubt. So I guess I want to follow up with this, and then I'm gonna have Hutch ask you a question. What, like, as far back, like, we heard how you broke in, but what sparked the interest? At what moment, at what point in your life were you like, I love this, this is something I want to do?
Probably the first thing, really, because, I was 3 years old and had an older cousin named Travis. Yeah. And Travis was a huge wrestling fan, was into bodybuilding and stuff, and he would always, all the time, would talk about, like, wrestling and all this other stuff, and would let me watch it, and then he's flexing his muscles and quoting Scott Steiner, and I'm doing the same thing, and, you know what I mean, watching Goldberg and all those guys, and then watching, like, Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrera and Billy Kidman and all those guys doing those crazy things. So I just watched both things and loved each one for different aspects, and so I wanted to do that. Like, literally got wrestling taken away as a child because I threatened my cousin with a crippler crossface if she didn't leave me alone.
Oh, no.
And it frequently got shown for stuff like that. So then my parents were like, "Hey, don't do that. You should play football." And so I played football all the way up until high school. Had some D1 schools looking at me, but I didn't have the grades.
Right.
And then ended up going to a junior college for a little while.
Sure. And
then finding out I was going to be a dad. And so, like, dropping out and getting a job and doing all that kind of got away from football, and then re-sparked my love in wrestling. And so it kind of just, like, had wrestling was there the right time, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. And you're a pretty young cat, man. How old are you?
24.
Man, young. He's over here giving him that work, bro. Like,
I feel old as hell right now.
Man, he over there giving him the work, bro. So I'm gonna throw it over. I'm gonna throw it over to my man Hutch here, man. Go ahead and ask anything that you want to ask to Calvin Tankman.
Well, thank you, sir. And I'll go ahead and lead with this, man. One of the things that Cody Rhodes did when he, how do you say, declared his independence from WWE, however you want to spin it, he wrote a list of people that he wanted to work with. And I always thought that was interesting. So since you're running roughshod in the Indies, just smashing everybody, who's on your list, man? Who do you aspire to work with?
Okay, number one person that I want to wrestle before I retire, or before he retires, is Ruckus.
Nice.
Like, from CZW.
Okay.
Because I played the Backyard Wrestling games, and he was my favorite. And so it unlocked, you know what I mean? When you play with him, you unlock their highlight clips.
Yep.
And I saw that he was, like, a real person.
Uh-huh.
Right. Like, as soon as, like, YouTube was a thing, I was, like, in 7th grade looking up Ruckus highlights, and just, like, he was the first person that made me realize that independent wrestling was even a thing. You know what I mean? So, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Ruckus. I used to do the little handspring back elbow in the corner, literally just because I saw Ruckus do it when I was a kid. And so, like, when I first started wrestling, that was one of the first things I wanted to do.
Tremendous.
And then probably Jacob Fatu, definitely.
Oh, man, there's a fun match. Holy shit, take my money.
That, like, yeah,
take my money.
Definitely someone that I'd love to wrestle. Jake something, one-on-one. We've done a...
Jake something.
Yeah. We've done a Fatal 4-Way, I believe, but we've never had a singles match.
Sure.
Let me think here. One that I probably couldn't happen, but that I would love to happen that isn't on the indies anymore is Walter.
Wow.
They just be chopping each other, bro.
Eddie Kingston's another one, too.
Ooh,
definitely
Eddie Kingston. Believe he's on NWA Power right now.
Yeah.
I actually won the IWA tag titles with Homicide, or defended them with Homicide.
Oh, really?
I never got to be in the ring with Eddie Kingston. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so dope.
Wow, good stuff.
There's so many people that I want to wrestle that it's...
Oh, I'm sure.
It's probably a pretty long list.
I'll say it's a tough one, man. It's tough. Those are great
I can't forget this one.
Oh, he's got
Black Taurus from AAA.
Ooh. A little AAA action?
I don't know if you guys have seen him. He is... I want to say he's probably like 250, 260, maybe 270. Really big dude. Mm-hmm. And he flies also. Really agile.
Ooh.
And so, and he's starting to get bigger here in the United States. And so I've seen a lot of his stuff, and I definitely love wrestling him.
That would be dope. That would be dope. Absolutely, absolutely. Having a great conversation with Calvin Tankman. When you guys listen to this, it'll be 6 a.m. Monday morning. So put In Your House in your ears while you're driving the kids to school, or maybe you're just driving to work. We're here to give them that work. And man, I guess my next question for you, man, is this. He just asked about a list. It's a list of people that you want to wrestle. I want to know this. Not the people that you want to wrestle, or maybe you do want to wrestle them, who knows, but coming up, who were you watching? Who are you emulating? Who's in the DNA of Calvin Tankman?
Well, I did say Ruckus.
Yes, yep.
I'm a huge Taz fan.
Yes, I love Taz.
Me too. Me too.
Got a great podcast.
Vader.
Ooh, Vader?
Yep.
Japan Vader.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
with the big mastodon helmet thing that he came out with.
Well, he just used to beat people senseless.
That too. That too. That too, man. He'd throw them hands.
Yeah. He'd get people in the corner and just maul them and just throw rights and lefts, and it was just beautiful.
Yes. Him and Stan Hansen would be
I watched a lot of Samoa Joe growing up, too.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, Samoa Joe. Man. Absolutely. Which Samoa Joe would it be? NXT Samoa Joe, ROH Samoa Joe, TNA Samoa Joe?
Oh, TNA Samoa Joe. That's when I first saw him. I was a huge TNA fan as a child.
Okay.
When they were first on, when they were on Fox Sports 1 on the local channels.
Yeah.
In 2003, and they'd be on at 4 o'clock, and I'd come home from school so I could watch AJ Styles and Monty Brown and all those guys.
Man, that is so great and even now TNA is still staying afloat. That's the company that won't die. I mean, of course it's Impact now, but I just think it's cool that a lot of people that a lot of talents that I talk to, such as yourself, they pulled a lot of inspiration from TNA, and I didn't know if people were watching or not back when I was watching that, because a lot of the people that I hung with, they was all watching WWE, and I was looking for something different,
Yeah, I was the same way. I kind of like when I got to high school and like I was taking football more seriously. I wasn't watching. That's when I really like middle school to like high school. I kind of stopped watching wrestling a lot.
Yeah.
And then during the off season, I think my like junior year, I saw Ring of Honor on HDNet, and so like I got to see like the Briscoes and the Kings of Wrestling and all those guys, and that like re-sparked my interest in wrestling.
That's cool, man. That's always cool. I always love to hear stories, especially for me, man. I'll just be honest here, and then I'll throw it to Hutch. I think that my reason why, as soon as I saw you and had that vibe with you, seeing you in the ring and then meeting you after the match, I was like, man, like, it's crazy to me. Like, I'm a little bit older than you. I'm 32, and I just love to see that wrestling is still staying alive. Like, I really want to see this keep going and keep going and keep going. And for a while there, in my eyes, maybe in my own universe, I was thinking, man, like, nobody's watching this anymore. Nobody's vibing with it anymore. And now here it is back again. And to see a whole new, different generation that's jumping on and vibing with it, man, that's just personally cool to me. So
Definitely.
Yes. So Hutch, man, you got any other questions for Calvin Tankman?
Yeah, man, I got another one to throw out there, bro. Should anyone ever accomplish the impossible task of dethroning you in Bizarro Lucha, where would you say you see yourself in let's say 5 to 7 years from now, man? Do you aspire to maybe be in NXT, to go to WWE, maybe AEW, Impact? Set your sights long term.
Whatever feels comfortable. I just want to be happy making money doing what I love and being able to provide for my daughter the way I want to provide for her.
No doubt.
So, whether that's NXT or AEW or Impact or any of that, I just want to like keep having fun, keep putting on good matches.
Yeah, no doubt.
And if I keep putting forth the effort and I keep putting on good matches, eventually somebody's going to pay attention. So wherever that leads me is wherever that leads me.
Fair enough. I like that. I think any of those brands would be happy to have you.
I agree. I totally agree. I do not disagree at all. So, man, I just want to take a quick little second to shout out Dragon Horde's Coin and Gaming. Dragon Horde is the premier store for Magic and coins in Central Indiana. If you live here in Central Indiana, come check out the store and play some in-store events. If you aren't there, hit them up on Facebook at Dragon Horde's Coin and Gaming. That's Dragon Horde's Coin, letter N, Gaming, to contact them about buying your stuff. They are always buying coins, Magic cards, silver, and of course gold. And if you don't know how to play Magic, they will teach you. They're always running events. They want more people getting in there and more people learning the game of Magic. So definitely wanted to shout them out. That's 2210 South Scatterfield Road and in Anderson, Indiana. So we are having a great interview right now with Calvin Tankman. Hutch, I think it's going pretty good, bro.
Yeah, it's not going too shabby, I don't think, man.
Yeah,
it's going awesome.
Dusting it off.
For sure.
So moving right along, man. I guess my next question for you is this, Calvin. Matches. What are some specific matches? Because it's always different. Your favorite wrestler doesn't have to be in your favorite match, I feel like. So I guess my question is, what are some matches that influenced you that you've seen over the years? It's an interesting question.
That's a difficult.
It's a hard one, man. It's a hard one. I guess I can flip it on you. I guess I can flip it like this. What are some of the matches that you have had that have just been a special place in your heart, I guess?
I don't know.
A moment.
I guess when I won the Bizarro title, I've never had fans storm the ring before.
Oh yeah, I saw, man. I saw that you posted that. He's like, it's a movement. It's a movement.
That video was cool.
Yeah, that was
dope.
Was
awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely something I won't forget.
Man, that's what it's all about, man. Unforgettable moments. That's what we're asking about.
Yep.
So, I guess I'm still trying to think of that. Okay, so one of them, which has got to be Eddie Guerrero and JBL. What was it? Judgment Day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Guerrero was just buckets. I remember watching that as a child and just being like, I was probably like 10, 11 years old at that time, and I thought Eddie was dead. Literally thought he was dying.
Man.
Freaking out. And so, like, I don't know. That was definitely something. I was a huge Eddie Guerrero fan as a child, too.
Oh,
during that point.
Amazing talent.
So, I don't know. This because I watch wrestling like differently now.
Yeah, than you
than
did
I did
before.
when I was a child.
I feel that because I watch it differently now than I did. Yeah.
Okay, so this one is rather recent, but like from watching it from my perspective now, was Okada and Omega, the last one, the like hour and a half match where they had 2 out of 3 falls.
Yes.
And like the rest of the match could completely piss off, except for like, well, not piss off, but like I don't need like that rest of the match. The whole match was just a build up until they get to the point where they're both exhausted and they're pulling themselves up on the ropes next to each other, and they both realize that like the other one's pulling themselves to their feet, so they're trying to pull themselves up by the other one, and then at the end, Omega grabs the top of Okada's head, pushes himself to his feet, and then runs and hits his moves and hits the finish. Just that alone, with so much emotion, and just that told such a story. I was just like, oh, this is beautiful.
Yes.
Word.
Yes. No debates there, man.
So much being said without a single word being spoken.
Nuances.
Exactly.
It's an art.
Like after watching the whole thing, yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's an art, man. Just like Hutch said, it's an art, and I adore it. I really do.
Definitely.
So, man, I guess I'll throw it over to my man Hutch here. Hutch, you got any other questions for my man Calvin Tankman?
Yeah, I always take it home with this last question, man. This is always just kind of the fun question I throw out there. Of course, there's some things you can't discuss, and you don't have to throw that out there. But, wrestling's an interesting business. And with wrestling, you hit the road. You're traveling a lot. You're traveling everywhere. And with that, you see some things, man. I'm sure. You got any, like, awesome, funny, like, road stories you want to share that you may have seen?
Oh.
Hit him with the hard questions.
Right?
So, this one time I went to a show, and we went to an after party.
Uh-oh.
And, we went to go eat first, and then we went to an after party, but the bar was closing by the time we got there. So then they were like, oh, after party at my buddy's house. And they gave us the address. And we go there, and then we see a car pull out of the driveway, and then we still walk up to the front yard, and the front door opens, and the person has alcohol. So we're like, oh, cool. So we're drinking here.
Right.
20 minutes later, somebody pulls in, and he's like, yo, if you all don't leave, I'm calling the cops. We're like, what? So apparently, they made everybody go to this person's house without informing that person that they were planning on bringing the after party there.
Oh, no.
They told them no, and they broke into their friend's house and drank on their couch anyway. So then the friend came home and was pissed.
Yo.
Oh, wow.
And at least didn't tell us, so I didn't know that we'd just walked in and broken in somebody's house.
Oh, no! No!
Yeah.
That's a story, bro. Oh, my God.
And then the two friends just argued, and then eventually they got over it, and it was fine. But, yeah. for like 20 minutes, I thought I was going to jail.
Wow.
Yo, that's wild. Oh my gosh, I remember those days, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, getting into some shit, bro. Like,
for sure.
No, I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
I'm trying to chill and drink a beer, like.
Oh man, I love it. So
that's awesome.
So man, I always love to I love to close it out with this, and it's been great. I've had an amazing time, you know, just sitting here kicking it and cutting up with you, man. And man, I guess I'll before I ask my last question, I'm like, man, I would love to eventually call a Calvin Tankman match. Like, bro, that's got to happen, yes. Hutch. It's got to happen, bro.
Yeah. Like, what can we do to possibly facilitate that? Because
we'll figure it out. We'll talk it out off. You know, that's we'll talk about it off air. We'll worry about that. Hey, we ain't letting. I mean, we're pretty. What's that?
You have to talk to the promoters about that one.
Oh, well, it looks like we're gonna have to talk to him then.
We'll give that work. We'll put in that work. But yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we do, man. We put in that work. So yeah, man. I guess I want to ask with this. It the wrestling business is booming right now, bro. Like, I ain't seen this in years and years and years, and it's crazy. It's everywhere. It's not just WWE. Now you got AEW, you got so many different promotions. Like, I'm telling everybody, and I told them it was going to happen. I've been telling people for years that there's about to be a wrestling renaissance. Well, guess what? It's here. We are in the midst of the wrestling renaissance. It's hip again. It's cool again. Everybody's with it. So I guess I want to ask you this: at the end of the day, what do you want your legacy to be in this new booming generation of professional wrestling? How do you want to be remembered, and what goals do you just a few tidbits here and there that you would really, really hope to accomplish before you really hang it up?
I'd like to make a living from this, but I guess beyond all that, I just want to be known as a great professional wrestler.
Yeah.
I hate the term of, you're athletic for a big guy, or you're fast for a big guy, or you do this well for a big guy, or you sell well for this, or you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, I just want to be a great professional wrestler, and I'm a competitive guy. I'm a guy that watches what I do and pays attention to my matches and watches other matches and tries to constantly pay attention to what I'm doing and trying to get better. So I definitely just want to be known as great, I guess.
You want to be a GOAT. You want to be a GOAT. I can dig it. I'm with it, man. I'm totally down for it. And man, I don't want to speak for Hutch, but I feel like I do when I say, man, some of the things that we've seen, just that one match that we saw, and just the way your name is buzzing, man, and the age, man, I think you're well on your way, bro. I think you are well on your way.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I mean, I can say that. I mean, this is gonna make me sound old as hell, but I started watching wrestling like at WrestleMania when Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant were doing their thing, right? And so, I mean, I can say that I've been a fan all my life, and I'm, again, by no means an expert. I'm just a fan, but I feel like if I see somebody in the ring, be it on TV, be it live, whatever, I feel like I know if they had that that thing, that intangible thing, and I think you got it, man. I really do.
Thank you.
I really do.
Yep. I totally echo those sentiments, and I couldn't have said it better myself. And yes, man, you got a vibe about you, an it factor, and I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it, and apparently a whole lot of other people are too, man. So it's time to get to it. It is time for you, Heavyweight Hustle, Calvin Tankman, to let everybody here in that the household, the 14 different countries across these great United States and locally right here in Indiana, and the 20,000 strong on the Facebook page. Let them know where they can find you at, your social medias, your upcoming appearances. Go ahead and plug away, my friend.
Okay. Twitter and Instagram is at Calvin Tankman. Facebook.com/Calvin Tankman1, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I have Emerge Wrestling, Columbus, Indiana, Parkside Elementary. On the 9th, the 15th, I have Paradigm Pros UWFI style tournament, more of a shoot style tournament. And I don't know if that's that off the top of my head. And you never know where you might see me, where I'll pop up.
Yeah, man. Yes. I want to see more of heavyweight hustle Calvin Tankman, man. So man, I really appreciate you taking your time to come and talk to us and conduct a great interview. And I think it's went really, really well, man. So just thank you for all that you do and putting your body on the line for our entertainment, man. And it's been great.
Thank you so much, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it was a pleasure, absolute pleasure and honor to have you on. Hutch, go ahead and plug your social medias, man.
For sure, man. Thank you very much. Hope everybody can hear me. Jeez, technology's holding us back.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Man. Crazy.
Man, anyway, yeah. Speaking of technology, yeah, you guys can follow me on the Twitter that I still sadly neglect. I swear I'll tweet one day. It'll happen. People still follow me though. I don't understand. Maybe it's
you
the
ain't
suspense
putting
of it
nothing
all.
out, bro. I don't know.
But like I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure though, because I haven't tweeted so long, my next tweet's got to be a really good one, and I don't think I'm going to live up to it.
Man,
so
I know
anyway,
it's that expectations.
For real, but if you don't follow me on the Twitter to find out, you can follow me on Twitter, and that is at Hutch IYH. And you can follow me on the Instagram at Hutch in Your House. And that's spelled just like the show that's going into your ear holes right now. And in all seriousness, man, I want to thank Calvin Tankman for taking the time to be on our show. Mm-hmm. And again, I mean everything that I say when I say that this man is an amazing talent. And any promoters that happen to be listening, get this man on your brand. You won't be sorry. Yes. I mean, if it means anything coming from Hutch in Your House, get this man on your show. And with that being said, you know what I always say here, regardless of what you cheer or what you boo, be it AEW, WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Bizarro Lucha, any of that. We are wrestling, we are Legion, we are one. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.
We are one. One of the great slogans of the show from my man, Mikey Hutch, and we just had a great chat with heavyweight hustle Calvin Tankman, and you know what we did? Oh yes, what do? We put in that work. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Check us out. November 20th, AEW is coming to the Coliseum, and In Your House is in the building. Check us out. November 30th, Thanksgiving. Oh yes, Thanksgiving Thunder, DCCW, Mad Jax, Muncie, Indiana, your boys. Con and Hutch are back on commentary. Guys, buy a shirt. That's www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Get this work. Get this shirt. And guys, we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on. Or get gone. Because the household, well, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.